Well, it finally happened. Buccaneers head coach Todd Bowles has said that he's going to start giving rookie running back Bucky Irving more snaps going forward. This comes a week after Irving handled 9 carries for 70 rushing yards and 3 receptions for 14 receiving yards in a shocking loss to the Denver Broncos. Coming out of the draft, Irving was, in my opinion, one of the most interesting prospects within the first few rounds. I have to say, as a Bucky Irving dynasty manager, and as a redraft manager who just put in a waiver claim for him, I'm super excited. The rookie out of Oregon has shown great efficiency so far in his rookie campaign, logging over 6 yards per carry through 3 games. Irving has also shown a lot of talent and could be challenging incumbent starter Rachaad White for the starting role. But is this rookie running back really worth the hype? Let's take a look at the film to find out. So starting off with our first play, we're going to see the vision and the quickness of Bucky Irving, who, just to clarify, is number 7. He's in the backfield here. He's going to have a run through the middle of the offensive line and makes a really nice sidestep, faking to the outside. That opens up a really nice lane through the middle that he's able to plunge forward and get a ton of yards out of. So nothing too complicated, but again, really love the vision, love the quickness, love the shiftiness we see from Bucky Irving, and that's part of the reason why he's being considered for this starting job. We're also going to see the end zone view of this play, which is a lot easier to break down. So this is just the first view of the play, and then we'll go to the second one. Play is about to start. Chris Godwin in motion. There's the plunge. Bucky Irving sidesteps to the outside, and that creates a lot of room for him on the inside of the offensive line in the second level there, and we'll watch it again. So here it is. Chris Godwin comes in motion, the ball is handed off, and right there, this is where Bucky Irving makes his move. He sidesteps to the outside, acting like he's going to take this lane, kind of bail on the run and break it outside, go up here, and hopefully get this block from rookie wide receiver Jalen McMillan. This causes both of these players to break to the right, creating this huge lane up the middle, showing his vision and his manipulation of the defense. This was a really good stutter step juke move and got him a lot of extra yards in the play, so we'll let it continue to play. There's a space there, climbs the second level, takes the contact, good rep from Bucky Irving. So I really like this scheming from the Buccaneers offense. We're going to watch the tight end take, I believe this is Daron Payne here, basically switch with the offensive lineman, take the block here, and drive Daron Payne the way he's already going, which is downfield. So he makes a really good block, and then the offensive lineman handles this block really nicely. And Bucky Irving pretty much has a really wide open hole to break this run off. It's about a 30-yard run, and we see the quickness he has hitting this wide open hole. Just a really good play. And he takes advantage of the good hole created by the offensive line of the tight end, using his speed and getting to the outside, almost breaking this off for an even bigger run if the safety hadn't been there to make the play. Right here, this block being handled nicely. 87 is driving Daron Payne into the backfield. Bucky Irving's going to hit this hole and just break this off for a monster run. So here it is, hits the hole, good block in number 11, and just beats almost everybody else except the safety, who's in a great position to make the play. And really big play for Bucky Irving, who's having a fantastic rookie season, earning more snaps. Really like what I've seen so far. He's been a really efficient runner as he takes advantage of every single opportunity that's given to him in the run game. Here's the play again. You can see it even better now. 87 on Daron Payne, 67 on the edge rusher here. Creates this wide open hole for Irving to get through. Mayfield hands it off, just wide open hole. Good block from Chris Godwin. Just down the field, tackled by the safety. Good stuff there. You can see the guys hyping him up after the play, and man, he deserves it after that run. So in this play, we're going to see a really nice block from the wide receiver. I think it's number 19 right here. He's going to make a fantastic block in the second level, and that gives Bucky Irving basically free reign on this run. I think he would have broke it up for an even bigger gain if this safety hadn't made an absolutely magnificent open field tackle. Bucky tries to make a really nice move, and honestly, I think it would have worked on a lot of other safeties, but this DB makes a phenomenal play in the open field tackling Bucky Irving. I like how when Irving gets moving downhill, he starts to accelerate really quickly. I think he's one of the quickest backs in the league right now, and when he starts moving vertical, there's not a lot of guys who can keep up with him in that straight line speed. He has really great acceleration down the field, and I think that's what makes him such a big threat, especially with his vision. He may not be the biggest back in the world, but he's really efficient, and he shows it on runs like this. Wide receiver goes in motion. And right here, that is such an impactful block. I mean, he sticks the guy, and Bucky Irving is given a clear lane to go down the field, and we'll see this move he puts on the safety. This is the guy that ends up making the really great tackle, so keep an eye on him. Irving accelerates, makes a nice move, but great tackle again. And good stuff there from Irving. We'll watch it again. 19 in motion. 15 in motion again. Great block. Makes a really nice stutter step, just gets caught by the good tackle. Good stuff from Irving. Love the acceleration I've seen. So this next play is going to show us something else I want to highlight from Irving's game, and that is his quick decision making at the beginning of the play. The Buccaneers are going to try to run this to the left, and the Detroit defensive front does a really nice job of clogging up every single hole that will be made in the offensive line for Bucky to run through, and he really has nowhere to go. But he makes 2 cuts, searching for a lane, and finally sticks the linebacker, only gets a couple yards, but I really like the jump cuts he made and the moves he made at the line of scrimmage. This play is slightly similar to one of the plays I looked at with Alvin Kamara last week in a film study. Just quick decision making at the line of scrimmage, bouncing around until he finds a lane to go through. There is one critique though as we get further in the play I'll make, but for now we'll watch how it plays out. Ball is snapped, and right here, I mean, if you look at this front, there's absolutely nowhere to go. We have a guy collapsing in here. Everywhere is clogged. Nowhere for him to go. So we're going to make a cut there and then plow right into number 55. So solid play, but there is one thing I want to point out on the other angle here. Whenever it comes through, we're going to see the ball snapped. Cut, and right here, I would really like to see him maybe fake inside and then jump out and use his speed to burn the linebacker. I would really like to see him fake in and then jump out, maybe turn this into an outside run. I think he's got the shiftiness and the acceleration to beat this linebacker number 55 here on the outside, maybe break this into a big run, but instead he just cuts inside, tries his best to use his physicality to push through the chest of the defender and doesn't get that many yards. I really like to see him try to pull off a really good juke to the outside and just take advantage of that speed factor in his game. But again, there's positives and negatives on every play. He made two really nice cuts and used the vision, not just plowing into the defenders over here where the play was originally designed. Used some creativity, and I think he thought he could maybe hit this gap here, but instead the linebacker hits him. But again, I really like to see him continue where he was going on the outside of the linebacker and maybe just keep running upfield and try to get the edge and get some extra yards. But not a huge critique, just something I noticed. And there's the rest of the play. Doesn't get too many yards there. And just going back to this play, one more thing. I think he really could have broken this to the outside, because even if he has to go backwards a little bit, I think the linebacker here would have a hard time getting him if he really curled this around. And look at all this green grass. I think he's in a position right now to break this upfield. But again, just a small critique. There's a couple things I really like about this next play. First off, the versatility with which they use Bucky Irving. Really positive. They get him touches in a number of ways. This play is going to be kind of a jet sweep type concept. We're going to see Bucky Irving come across. Baker just hand him the ball on the backfield here. And then he's going to turn upfield having blockers in front with two wide receivers, and then I believe it's the tackle as well that swings out. The thing is, he follows his blocks really patiently, and the only reason this isn't a huge gain is because the face mask penalty that the DB draws after he grabs the face mask of Irving. I think he could have ran this off for a huge chunk play, but unfortunately, it was completely out of his control. The defensive back had a personal foul with the face mask, and unfortunately, it was only 15 yards instead of way more, which I think he really could have gotten here. Irving's right here. He's going to come across in motion. There's the handoff, and right here, I mean, you can see the lane. The block could form here, and then he has Wirfs in front of him. That could lead to a really good lane, which I think really does form, and he hits it really well. Just the face mask killed the play right here, and just gets through, and then the face mask at the last second. I mean, he's already in front of the defender when the face mask is pulled. So, I mean, he had gotten past him. I don't think they were going to tackle him right at that spot. Really unfortunate for Irving, who was doing a really nice job showing the patience, following the blocks really well. But, of course, the defender had to get the hand in the face mask, and we couldn't see a really cool highlight play. But, I mean, still, good play from Irving, and I think it could have turned into something huge. Again, here's the play. You can't see Irving at first. He's going to come across from the right side. Good play design. There's the handoff right there. And again, there's a lane here potentially, but I'm not convinced this guy isn't going to catch him. Maybe he wouldn't, but regardless, he has the lane up here that he could take that would have been successful. You see, he tries to take it, and then the face mask at the last second. So that angle isn't as good, trying to illustrate with what I was talking about, but you still saw it in the first angle. Really could have been a big play. So this next one's going to be a really cool play design. We're going to see Bucky Irving brought across in motion, and then he's going to get the handoff, and he's going to make a really nice cut that we'll see. A couple interesting things I want to point out before we get into the actual play itself. It's interesting seeing Irving's role grow to the point where he's getting touches with Rachaad White, even in the game right now. I think this is him right here. And then also, again, just this really nice play call. I think this is super creative, getting him in a position where after the motion, it may not look like he's getting the ball with the other back in the backfield here. It might just be like a simple plunge up the middle. But then they use a really creative method of just getting Irving in place over here and then doing this run to the right side. And again, the blocks shape up really nice, and we'll see Irving makes a really nice move up in the middle of the field that gets him a lot of space on the outside. So we'll see that. So Irving's at the top of your screen, second man from the top. He's going to come down to the bottom of your screen, and then there's the handoff. Runs behind the tackle, and then right here, I love what he does right here. So there's a defender that could make a play. He could either go to the outside, think that Irving's going to break this out, or he's going to assume that Irving's going to fly down the middle of the field, which it looks like he's going to do right now. and try to stick him in the middle of the field, breaking down this run really quickly. I love the way Irving almost leans to the middle of the field, making this defensive back think he's going to go up the middle and then just violently break off to the outside. I love watching the little movements running backs make to manipulate the defense. I think Bucky Irving is so good at that. You see the way he's just going to kind of lean up the middle of the field. This safety isn't going to know what to do, and then he's going to break in the outside and have a ton of green grass in front of him. I love watching this play. So again, Irving making the lean up the middle, and then he's going to break out, have a ton of green grass in front of him. The other angle will show this better, but I mean, just a really phenomenal play from Irving. Good play call here from the Buccaneers. I love the way this offense has worked so far. So yeah, that's Rachaad White in the backfield. Irving comes across. Here's the handoff. Really good block. Really good block here. He's going to cut up. So Irving's going to keep going, and right here, his body, whether he's meaning to or not, is facing the middle of the field, and so 22 really doesn't know what to do. So Irving kind of leans in and then breaks out. Really good stuff. Really love the way he did that. We'll play it back one more time. So again, right here, number 22 has a choice. He can either take this lane or try to cut to the outside to break off the run, but Irving's going to make him think he's going right up the middle. Irving's going to kind of lean towards the middle here and then break out. There's a lean and then breaks outside. 22 gets bounced off on the block there, and the rest of the run continues. Really good stuff from Bucky Irving. Really good play call from the Buccaneers offense. Love the interesting way they're getting the ball in his hands, and like Todd Bowles said, his snaps are going to increase, so I'm really looking forward to his fantasy production catching up. And yeah, love what I've seen so far. This is a lot of fun to watch. Honestly, this is some of the most fun film I've watched in a while. So again, I love the interesting way they're getting the ball in Bucky Irving's hands consistently. Again, we're going to see this single back look. Bucky Irving lined up as a receiver again, but they're going to bring him across. And again, looks can be deceiving. The single back look from Rachaad White may look like he's going to take the handoff up the middle, but that is just part of the disguise of this great Buccaneers offense. I say great Buccaneers offense as they lost to the Broncos, but you know what I mean. So Irving's going to get the ball, have blockers out in front and the wide receivers and the tight end here, and make a really nice cut to make a guy miss. They did not call this a touchdown. From my angle here, it looks like a touchdown. So again, let me know what you think. I think he got into the end zone, but I've been talking too much, so let's just start the play. They're going to bring him across right here and right here. They faked the handoff to Rachaad White for that disguised look, and now Irving has the ball in his hands. They brought the tight end across in motion, and now he's right in front of Irving, ready to block. We see Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and this offensive lineman ready to block downfield as well, so they already have blockers in front of him. So the play continues. Really good blocks, and right here, this is the cut. I mean, just folds this dude like a lawn chair, and there's the cut, and then he falls in the end zone. I really think he got in. I won't pause as much on the second angle, so you can really see the full play to see if he got in the end zone. I really think he did. But again, I love the fake to Rachaad White. Makes the second level the defense think it's just going to be a regular inside run, but again, we'll see it here. They're bringing the tight end in motion. There's a snap, fake to Rachaad White, hand off to Bucky Irving, and there's the good blocks. There's a cut, and I think he got in. I really do. I don't think his knee was down before he got into the end zone. I don't know. Maybe they showed some replay I wasn't able to see. But from this view right here, it kind of looks like he scored. I may be completely wrong. But regardless, again, great play from Bucky Irving. Really nice cut at the end of the play there to make the defender miss. Good play design, good blocks. I'm loving what I'm seeing. I mean, you see the acceleration, you see the shiftiness, the change of direction, the quick reaction time. That's everything you want to see out of your rookie running back that you're going to start giving more snaps to. So this next play is a good play from Irving that I think he could turn into something even better. So first off, just pretty simple. They're going to bring this guy in motion. He's going to come across and help make this block on the left side with this defender inside right here. They're going to run it with Bucky Irving to the left side. He's going to be one-on-one with a defender right about here. He's going to make a really nice juke to the outside, showing that shiftiness yet again. Makes a defender totally miss. But then again, like the critique from earlier, I really think he could have broken this run to the outside for even more yards, try to get the edge and get upfield more. But again, not a huge critique. He did get some nice yards in the play with the juke. You get the idea. I'll start the play. Bring him in motion, and right there, I mean, just a fantastic juke on number 6. And then I really think he could have gotten the outside there on Surtain. But regardless, we'll see it at another angle. And here the play's about to start. They're going to bring the guy on the left in motion, and great juke right there. And I really think he could have cut up to the outside. Not a huge critique again. But again, what a move on the defender. I think that guy was lost. But again, solid play from Irving that I think could have been better, but not a huge critique. This next play, we're going to see a screen to Irving. He's going to come across right here and settle in about here. They're going to try to get all the receivers running to where the defenders are playing deeper, and there's a lot more space for Irving to work with. And this does work, honestly, but we're going to break down the play a bit further as we go. So the ball's going to be snapped about here. And here's Irving, right here. First of all, he's in a really good position to catch this ball and just turn upfield. Part of the reason that doesn't exactly work is that this defender here must have been watching some film. He senses the screen, he's going to leave his assignment with this receiver, and he's going to move straight down and try to stop Bucky Irving here. So again, really good play from the defender, sniffing out the play call and trying to stop Irving. So he does, and right here, Irving catches the ball, and I really want to see him take this to the outside again, but he just tries to cut up, and yeah, maybe that works sometimes, but I would like to see him just take the yards, trust his speed, and get on the outside. But he cuts back and gets tackled there. So really could have been turned into a bigger play. Really want to see him get to the outside and take advantage of the angle he might be able to put on that defensive back, number 22. But here's the screen. Number 22 comes flying downhill, and Bucky just cuts back. Again, maybe he couldn't have put the greatest angle on the defensive back, but at least trying that instead of cutting upfield to where there were a bunch of other defenders might have worked a bit better. So here's Irving in the backfield. At first, he's going to start to block towards the side of the formation, but then he's just going to kind of sit out here and be Baker Mayfield's last resort in case the pocket collapses, which it does, and Baker's just barely able to pitch it out to him. Unfortunately, there's a defender right on his heels who just trips him up. He almost gets out of the tackle, but we'll see how the play progresses here. Godwin comes in motion. Ball snapped, and we see all the pressure. We're going to see Bucky Irving lay a block right here and then kind of sit on the outside, wait for that ball, and then there's the pitch. And really tries to get to the outside, almost does, but is just barely caught by the defensive back. So it could have been a huge play. Really not anything to the fault of Irving. He did a fine job, just a defender in the right place at the right time, able to tackle him in the open field. So again, we'll see it. Not much to break down here again. There's Godwin in motion, and the ball is snapped. Pod collapses. Little block by Irving, and then he leaks out. There's the pitch. Has to turn around and just gets caught by the defensive back. So here's Irving. At the start of the play, he's just going to run through the front of the offensive line and then come out as a passing option as kind of a crosser here out of the backfield. And when he catches the ball, the linebacker is going to pick him up, but he does what I think he was trying to do a couple plays ago, which is instead of taking the outside, stop, stutter step, and get in an advantageous enough position to make a cut and make some guys miss, which to his credit, he does. So again, we'll start the play. Irving comes across on the crosser, linebacker picks him up right here, and here it is. Instead of taking the outside, he stutters, gets the defender in an advantageous position to where he can now make a move, and we're going to see him again fold these defenders. He is so shifty, he is so quick, and there's the cut back, and two guys fall over, and he reverses the field and gets a couple extra yards of what he might have gotten, but again, yeah, it causes two Broncos defenders to fall over. One more time, here's Irving matched up with the linebacker over here. We'll watch what he does when he reverses the field. Gets him in front of him. Nice juke back. It makes two guys fall down. Reverses, gets around, gets a couple yards. But yeah, there's the creativity from Irving, the quick decision making, like I said. Maybe he does a little bit too much at times, but there it kind of worked. But solid film, I really liked what I saw. So if you picked up Bucky Irving, congratulations. You might have the new starting running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on your fantasy squad. I really enjoyed seeing all the different ways they got the ball into Bucky Irving's hands, and it's obvious he could be one of the top playmakers in this explosive offense. It's still early, but he's been far more efficient than his running mate in the backfield, Rachaad White, and he could definitely challenge for that starting job. 3 games down in his rookie season, Bucky Irving already has 25 carries and 6 targets. The opportunity is there, and it's only going to grow. I mean, he's already putting up solid points in fantasy without even having scored a touchdown yet. I really think the sky is the limit for Irving in this Buccaneers offense under Todd Bowles, and if he's not rostered in your league, which he should be your top priority in the waivers. I think Irving's physical tools of shiftiness, quickness, his ability to fly downfield when he runs vertically, his versatility in the run game and the passing game, and his quick reaction time are all things that make him a perfect fit for this Buccaneers offense. If you're really hurting at running back, this might be the cheapest he'll ever get in fantasy, so consider sending out a trade offer for him. I really think it'd be worth it. But again, really look for Bucky Irving to both get more snaps and get more involved creatively in this offense. I think the sky's the limit for Irving even in his rookie year. It was theorized by a lot of people before the season that Bucky Irving could take this backfield over for Rachaad White, and we may finally be seeing that happen. After all, Rachaad White had 3 less carries than Bucky Irving on Sunday against the Broncos. And with those 6 carries, Rachaad White averaged less than 3 yards per carry. For comparison, Bucky Irving averaged almost 8 yards per carry. That's a huge difference. Irving has seized this opportunity, and I don't think he's stopping here. I'm not calling him a league winner or anything. I think Rachaad White is always going to get a bit of volume in this offense, but I think by the end of the season, Bucky Irving could be starting on a lot of fantasy rosters. I think we're going to learn a lot more about the Buccaneers and their backfield over the next few weeks of the NFL season. If you enjoyed the video, go join our Discord, the link is in the description. We give out free fantasy football advice, it's totally free to join. We already have a ton of people in there and it's a lot of fun, so go join that. Also in the description is the link to our Smash Up League. That's a lot of fun as well, go join before all the spots fill up. We've been getting more and more people interested in that every single week. So go try it out, it's totally free, and personally I've had a lot of fun on it as well. Thanks for watching the video, go subscribe if you already haven't. I'm Joe, and this is Fantasy Trading Room.